Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on when you're watching this. How are you doing today? I hope your week is running well. Mine is running well. A little bit, um, a little bit busy, but yeah, we thank God for everything. So, if you can see me and hear me, let me know where you're watching from. I am streaming live from the beautiful city of Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire. So I would like to hear from you. Say I, say hello, Adiola, good evening, and tell me where you're watching from. Maybe you're watching from London, United Kingdom, Enugu, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, New York City, USA, or anywhere you're watching from. Let me just know in the comments. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope your week is running well. Somebody said happy midweek to me one day, and I'm wondering, is there anything like happy midweek again? You people will not use greetings to finish somebody. Oh. Which one is happy midweek again now? Hey, you will greet happy new week. You greet happy midweek. You greet happy weekend again. Now wow. Okay, so good to be here this evening. If you're watching me from the first time, I think I need to do a little intro. I have not been seeing comments. Are you sure I am live? Am I live or I'm just speaking to myself? Okay, I've started seeing comments. Bejude, thank you for watching from Lagos. Other people, please let me know. I don't know what is wrong with StreamYard. It's not showing me that anybody's watching. Like it's just zero. How can that be? Good evening, Chibuke Emmanuel from Kano, Nigeria. Good to know you're watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Okay, so let's dive straight into business. Let's dive straight into why we're here this evening. My name is Omobabiri Adiola Oshideko, like I said, and I'm a personal development coach, a branding expert, social media influencer, an international speaker, and what else? A human being. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about something that is really important and dear to my heart. It's something I've been meaning to talk about for some time now because of how important it is and because of the way I see that people really do not pay attention to this thing. And what is that? Your branding visuals. Your branding visuals. I'm going to be talking about what comprises of visuals and how can you polish your visuals to represent your brand well, because branding is perception. Branding is how people perceive you, what they think about you and your brand. Either it's your personal brand, your business brand, or your corporate brand. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about how we can leverage the power of visuals to build a powerful personal brand. Okay, so I have a guest with me this evening that is going to be doing justice to that topic. We are going to be talking about it together. She will talk about it from her own angle. I am going to also talk about it from my own angle. Then you guys can also ask us any questions. I actually picked Chinelo because she is in the branding field. And what I want to talk about today is like 98% close to branding, inside of branding. So I really need somebody who is embedded in that field, in that industry, to come on the show to talk about it. And I'm really glad to have her here this evening. So let me talk about my guests. The person I'm bringing on board this evening, her name is Okoye Chinelo. Chinelo is a product packaging designer. She is a branding expert, a visual storyteller, a brand consultant. She helps businesses and brands get visibility and increase their revenue through cutting edge branding. So join me with a standing ovation and a clapping ovation as I welcome to the stage Chinelo Okoye. Hello, Chinelo.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And
I'm
you?
sorry. I know that I'm late. I'm really
It's
sorry.
fine. I
And
think I did well. trying to cover up for you before you came on board.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
to have
you.
you here. So I believe that today we are going to have a good time, unlike the last time that Nigeria Network showed me Pepe. I don't know.
Exactly.
I think next time I'm going to be doing more of. I think people advise that I get a MiFi or a Wi-Fi. So I
Yeah,
was actually using my mobile network that I just connected it to my laptop, and I was thinking it will work. Unfortunately for me, the thing is just the thing just
oh,
messed us up.
I'm
But yeah, it's
sorry.
good. It's good. I'm back to my base where network is correct.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how you Nigerians cope without your network. It is well. It's
No,
really
please
terrible.
don't even
Like
start. Don't
you
worry.
have
The
to be
network
changing
today
here
is
and
very
there.
stable.
Okay,
The
yours is very stable, right?
Yes, it's very stable. And I don't know if you're putting on a mic or something because your voice is not very loud. Can you hear
Okay.
me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
So your voice is not loud. It's like low,
Oh,
very basic. I don't know.
wow. That's strange because I'm actually talking at the top of my voice. I don't usually use mic because I have a very loud voice naturally, so that I won't be
Okay.
shouting. So I'm not concerned when you said you can't hear me.
No,
Do you want
it's
to
not
check the volume?
about your voice. It's not about your voice. It's about something like a gadget. Something it's like condensing your voice or something. I don't know how to
Okay,
explain it.
I think it's this Instagram. I am going to. So if you're watching on Instagram, please join us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. I just remember that anytime I go live on Instagram and this StreamYard at the same time, it's usually cause a problem. So I'm going to off it
Oh,
now. If you're watching on Instagram, please join us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. Thank you. So sorry about that.
all right.
So sorry about that. Okay.
You're welcome.
So are we good now? Because I just off it. Are we good?
Oh, well, it's still the same with
It's
nothing
still the
changed
same.
actually.
No, it will change now. Don't worry. I'm going to
Okay.
discard this. I think it should change now. I think it should change now.
Okay.
So,
Cause I don't want to put on this because
okay. It will be
okay.
okay. I believe it will be okay very soon because I just off that gadget completely. So can you hear
Okay.
me now? Is it okay now?
It's the same. I mean, nothing's changed. But I
But is
can
it
manage
something you can
actually.
manage? Okay,
Yes,
please
I
do
can.
manage so that we won't get people agitated again. Okay,
Okay.
so welcome on board. I would like you to
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself in a few minutes before we go into the real discussion.
Okay, I'm Okoye Chinelo. If you're just seeing me here for the first time, my name is Chinelo, and Okoye is my surname. But for some really weird reasons, I actually, when I opened LinkedIn, I had to write Okoye Chinelo, and I didn't get a chance to change it since then. So people normally call
Wow.
me Okoye, and that's not my name. That's actually my surname, and my name is Chinelo. So, I'm a product packaging designer and I'm a branding expert. I help businesses and brand startups. And it doesn't matter whether you're a startup or you're already an existing business. All I do is make sure that I give your business or your brand a face and a voice that just make you stand out there the best way
Wow.
that I
Wow.
can. Yes.
Wow. That's good. Good to
Thank
have you
you.
on board.
Thank
And
you.
I guess those people who are calling you Okoye, who are taking your Okoye for your first name should be people outside Nigeria because it's people in
Yeah.
Nigeria who know that
Yes.
Chinelo should
Yes.
be your first name, right?
Mostly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's just dive straight into why we're here this evening. We want to talk about how to leverage the power of visuals to build a powerful personal brand. And I've known you for a while now on LinkedIn, like you are like one of the LinkedIn movers and shakers. Like anything like that. Okay, so and I've seen
Okay.
the way you I chose you because you're not just a mover, you're a mover with content. I was still talking about you. I was still discussing you with someone yesterday, and I said Chinelo as content. Like, let's just forget about any other thing. She has content.
Thank
It's another thing for someone to be making a whole lot of noise and they don't have content. You see, like I know typically so many people who make a lot of noise without any content. But when you see people who have content, you will know, you will just know. And that was why I decided to come for you and say, okay, let's talk about these things together. I can see the way you present your brand, the
thank
way your visuals are, your pictures. Like the day I think I read your post like a week ago where you were talking about the fact that you use iPhones to take your pictures. I'm like, wow, it cannot be possible. Like those pictures are always hot, like they are always correct. Let me just use that word,
thank you.
And those are the things I saw that made me say, okay, I think you're just the perfect person to do this.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to be talking about the power of visuals. I've
Okay.
seen a lot of people who have invited me for events, for speaking engagements, and all that. And one of the things they will say is, in fact, let me just mention somebody's name, Christabel Ipen on LinkedIn. The first time we got talking, she said, immediately I saw your profile picture, I know you will be able to deliver. And I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like, how do you mean? Like, because she have not had me speak before, and
Okay.
she just has this perception about me that this person I'm looking at, the way she is, her brain cannot be empty. She must have something upstairs. So and that is why this saying of do not judge the book by the cover is no longer applicable in this world. Before people say anything about you, they
True.
first judge you. That is the way we are wired as humans. They first judge you with the way you
True.
look. The same thing is people judge you the way you present your brand online before they even check you out, whether you have content or not. And that is why it's very important for us to take care of our content. And that leads me to the first question I'm going to be asking. Do you think personally, I've said my own, but do you think personally that visuals play an important role in a personal brand, in personal branding and how a brand is being perceived?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's not even a question. It's rhetoric because like I said the last time that we spoke, it's like asking someone if there's actually a need for their eyes. I mean, your eyes are really, really important. You need your eyes to actually appreciate every single thing around you. So if your eyes is not there, everything doesn't make sense. I really can't put myself in the shoe of a blind person because I've never been blind before. But I know that every blind person's greatest wish is to actually see one day. This is because vision is very important. When people see things, the kind of content of visuals that people see actually influence their power of, or their buying power, their power
Perception.
of their decision making. Okay, because I'm just coming back from the store. I've been away since today. I went shopping and I found out that there was this brand of um, coffee that I normally buy. So when I got to the store, I found a really different one, not the one I was used to buying. Oh my god. This is
Just like
Nigeria. I am sorry. So don't worry, it doesn't last. So when I saw that, I actually forgot about the one that I normally get, and then I went for the new package because it was really beautiful. And the truth is, it's the same content, I'm really sure, but the packaging alone, was really appealing, and I felt like, okay, I just need something really cute, have it in the shelf and all of that. So yes, the power of visuals cannot be overestimated. It can actually be underestimated, but never overemphasized. So when brands actually need to stand out, they actually need to invest in their visuals because it's really powerful, especially video content. Video contents are really powerful. Pictures are wonderful as well. It depends on how you present them, but a visual appeal is everything. So yes, it's important in your personal brand, it's important in your
business
business,
brand.
every single thing you want to do, you need to be well packaged. Everything has to be like really appealing, and that way you can actually attract your target audience, and you can actually make sales, and it's a whole lot. You can attract a lot of positive energy around your brand. So yes, it's really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, that's very good. I think that last statement stood out for me. It helps you presenting, having a good visual helps you to attract the positive energy, the
Yeah,
right
sure.
kind of clients you want. Uh, it's just like saying if you want to be a CEO, dress like a CEO. Because
Yes.
if you want to be a CEO and you're dressing like a janitor, you're not
uh,
still portraying you've not your mindset is still having a problem, so
sure.
when you push out the right visual, it make the right energy to locate you. For instance, if you want to be a CEO, you start dressing like a CEO.
Yeah.
Have men here in Cote d'Ivoire, they even dress
Okay.
very well. Like the one who took me yesterday was wearing a white shirt, very neat white shirt, black trouser, and a tie. I'm like,
Okay.
wow, this is it. Even me, if when I wanted to take the cab, I was really happy because the car was very neat. The man himself was very, very neat. So
Wow.
it's even if he's overcharging me, I might not even look at it as something because everything is just appealing, everything is just
Yeah.
attractive. So it's really
Sure.
it really doesn't matter because a lot of people believe that when we talk about this branding thing, we're talking about people should fake it. People should fake things up what they are not. I don't go with the ideology of faking anything. You don't need to fake anything. You can
Sure.
be real while you can be authentic while you still portray the right branding perception out there. So it doesn't have to
Sure.
be expensive. It's just about you being intentional about the kind of content you push out there. Okay, so that's just an addition.
Sure.
So number two is how should an ideal visual look like? So you've talked about video being a visual, we talk about picture, we talk about our display picture, the images we use for our content and all of that. So what are the criteria you would say your visuals or our visuals should meet before we can use it to represent our brand online?
Okay, I would say that a visual should be appealing, but I think the definition
Okay.
of appeal and appeal, I mean, actually means different things to different people. Something that appeals to me may not appeal to you. I mean,
Okay.
like a color. Okay, what's your favorite color?
Oh, green.
Okay, now I don't have a favorite color. I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a favorite color. I don't have a favorite food. I almost don't have a favorite anything. And I think the reason why I don't have a favorite color is because I'm an artist and I do
Okay.
lots of
Use
paintings and
color
drawings, and I really can't really say this is my favorite. So I'm attracted to the one that comes out perfectly well. So
for your
that's
job.
really appealing to me. So
Okay.
when you're trying to, make your brand, or you're trying to target your brand, because every single brand is targeted to a particular audience. So when you're trying to actually target your brand to a particular audience, you need to find that tone that is really appealing to that set of audience. If you're targeting women between ages, let me say girls between ages 18 or 15 to 18, 15 to 19, maybe your brand color should have a little bit of pink,
Pink,
something
yeah.
like this product can
Yeah.
actually really attract ladies a lot, because when I went to buy this rose water, there's actually lots of rose water on the shelf, but really this really stood out to me because it was really feminine, and I love the whole rose thing around it. They used the right thing on this packaging. It was really reflecting every single thing that was written here. There were other brands there, but it was not like this one. So I took this because of everything around it. So whatever you're doing, the visual appeal should be targeted to the audience they have, because every single um, set of audience actually have this particular thing that they're attracted to. If
So
your brand is a luxury brand, you should go for gold and
gold,
black.
white,
So
black,
it's something that actually, and then your the design should be minimal, not too busy,
not too
because
busy. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So you can also target kids. and it's going to be really busy, has lots of colors and all
Color,
of
yeah,
that.
purple,
So
blue.
a visually appealing brand is, I don't know how to explain it. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That's what I'm trying to say.
I
So
think that's job of a. I think that's more of a creative, like
yes, you should just know your target audience to be able to
yes,
make that decision. So there is no exact um rule that
color.
says if your design isn't like this, no, it's not making any sense. So it has to be targeted to the right audience, and then you can now make a decision out of it and know that, okay, this actually rhymes with what I want, and this is actually how I want it, and my brand is representing exactly what it's supposed to represent. And then typography, you shouldn't use the wrong typography for the wrong things. If you're dealing with kids or luxury, you should use luxury fonts. There should be lots of negative spacing around it. It doesn't need to be clustered. So, a visually appealing brand depends on the target audience. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And that is why I tell people don't design your logo yourself. These are some of the things we talk about, and people really do not get to understand why exactly we are saying these things. I've
Sure.
seen a lot of people who say, "Oh, is it not logo? I have some hack. Come back and design logo." They'll just go there, pick one Canva design template that they already have there, put colors together, match everything together, and push it up. Boom! This is. I'm also a branding expert. I'm like, this is
I
not how
know.
this thing is done. You have to,
No.
like you said, you have to consider the color, the design, so many things like the
So many things
symbol,
actually. Yeah.
everything must align. And it's not your job to do that.
Sure.
It's a job of people who are already in that field, who are already doing it because they have the knowledge, they have the expertise to say,
Yeah.
okay, like the person that designs for me now, he would just ask me if he wants to design my logo. It's a lot of work. Like it's not something I would just say I want logo and tomorrow he would just come up with something. A whole
Yeah.
lot. In fact, he would tell me to do like a summary of what I want to use that logo for in a Word document. Okay, this
Yeah.
logo is for this. These are my target audience. These are the colors I'm trying to consider. Not like this is the color I want. I'm trying to consider. So you might come up to say, okay, this color will not go for this because of this, and this. So it's not your job to mix color. You are not a science student. Don't mix color together on your phone. These things, there's a psychology to it. It's not just
Yes,
about,
exactly. The
there's a
psychology.
psychology. The same way we have psychology to selling, psychology to marketing, we have psychology to branding. You can't just wake up one morning and say, I want to start selling this and this is my color. No, like for instance, now people ask me and say, oh, Mita, because this brand I'm actually wearing is a gift. People give me a lot of stuffs. And
Okay.
most of the time they actually go for green because green is my favorite color. In fact, I have this kimono jacket, another green that somebody gave to me last year when I came to Nigeria. So
Wow.
they always give me green stuff because they know I like green. And when
Yeah.
somebody asks that, why is green not your brand color since green is your favorite color? I'm like, this is it. This is what we are saying.
Yeah,
The
they're
fact
not going
that
to
green
understand
is
that.
my favorite color does not mean green should be my brand color because my brand represents something entirely different from my personality. So
True.
if what my brand represents is not going to align with green, then definitely I cannot use green.
True.
So
True.
you need to understand all of
True.
these. And I think people should just try to work with professionals who are in this field, who do these things.
Exactly.
Don't try
True.
to figure things out on your own. Okay, let me
Exactly.
just digress a bit. The reason why I
Okay.
actually call up this event, let me give you the background story.
Okay.
I just noticed that I get a lot of speaking engagements. Like today now, I was already talking about two. I'm trying to say, okay, can I not do? Because I'm really, really busy at this point because of Tiba and all of that. I've been waking up 3 a.m. since the past 2 weeks now, planning, doing a lot of stuff.
Interesting.
So I've
Okay.
cancelled all speaking engagements till December because I can't. So what I discover is that most of the time when people come to me and say, oh, we want to invite you for this event, blah, 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 and I give them the go ahead to say, okay, no problem, I confirm it and all of that. By the time they will come back with a flyer, you will just be asking yourself, who sent me mess? Who asked me to invite? Who asked me to accept this invitation? They
Oh, good
will,
Lord.
I mean,
Okay.
how much do they design a flyer? My graphic designer collects 5K, sometimes 4K, depending. And I'm like, why can't you just give somebody this thing to do for you? The way they would design the thing, and I will be checking and say, "Ah, is it my face that is on this flyer?"
Okay.
Because my brand is important to me. I don't know how to explain this. I've invested a whole lot in this branding thing, and I am just very conscious of how people put my brand out there. And
Sure.
most of the time, I really might not be able to say, I don't like this flyer. I don't want you to push this flyer out. I don't want them to feel bad, you know. So most of the
Yeah.
time, I will just let it pass. But there was a particular one that happened before I actually came up with this event. I couldn't help. I had to tell the lady, this flyer cannot fly. This flyer does not have a wing to fly. This particular flyer, it cannot fly, please. I think it was at that point I now decided that, okay, you know what? I think I will just have to come up with a condition, or maybe, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I think terms and conditions, that's just it. So as you're approaching me to engage me for speaking engagement, it will be part of it. You are going
Yeah.
to design a professional flyer, because you cannot put my face on a wishy-washy
Into
flyer.
something.
It's not possible. So
Yes,
that
I
is actually the
understand.
genesis of this event, really. So I just said, I think we need to talk about this more. And that was why I just came
Sure.
up with this. So it's important that people give professionals their job to do for them. Don't say, I can do
Exactly.
it, and you just pick your phone and just start mixing things together. And in your own eyes, it is fine. And
Yeah, true.
when your friends tell you that this thing is not fine, you say, they are haters. They are beefing me. They don't want me to progress. They are negative people with negative vibes. You come up with a whole lot of stuff. They are bad people. They are bad belly people. They don't want me to progress. They are beefing me. And most of the time, people will not even talk because they don't want to offend you. They don't want you to feel bad.
True.
If you're not a professional, give whatever it is you want to do to a professional. It's as simple as that.
It's
I know how
simple.
to use
Really
Canva.
simple.
I know how to use Canva a bit, at least to a reasonable extent. But I don't use Canva. I don't do anything on Canva. Because this is it. When people ask me, oh, Minta, how do you do a whole lot of things together? Blah, blah, blah. One of the things I tell them is I outsource a lot. And that's what you guys don't know. I have a social media manager. I have a permanent graphic designer that's been working for me. All the carousels I push out, I don't design them myself. I have like 3 graphic designers that work for me.
And
So
it
instead of
helps you ease stress
yes, it's
because
easy.
the workload can be so much
I
and
told
you
you.
just can't do it alone. Like it's really too much. So you really need people around you. You need a team. You need professionals. And the truth is,
Professionals.
Canva Canva is really good. I don't use Canva because I have to create everything from scratch on a very plain canvas to
Plain.
actually,
Yeah.
get me what I want because I have to draw them and I have to bring out what I actually drew there
Wow.
and like everything has to be in line. But one thing about Canva is it's really good for the bare minimum designer or even for professionals that are actually in a haste. There are some designs that people will actually push out from Canva, and when you see it, you would not believe it was actually done on Canva. And that's actually being professional because when you're really good at something, you could make something out of nothing. You can turn really ordinary things into something really extraordinary. So Canva
Mm.
is a really great resource. But if you don't know how to use this, or if you're just maybe someone introduced Canva to you and you just feel like you can throw a bunch of colors and elements together and
Somebody
form
said it's
something,
management. It's not
it's
management
terrible.
301. No, branding is an investment. I tell people every time, and
Yes,
Tina alone
it
will be able
is.
to to talk about this very well. When you were talking about your post where you talked about how you invest heavily in your phones,
True.
you invest. I think you talk about. I think you said you use iPhone 13
Two
Pro Max or something.
iPhones.
Yes, you use
Yes.
2 iPhones. When I got my phone, I got is a Samsung phone. I'm not really a high phone person like that. Like that. I think I got it
Yeah.
when I got it in Nigeria. I don't know the series. I'm not techie. I think I got it around 285 or something.
Okay.
And somebody was like, This thing
How
is
would you
too.
invest that amount of money on a phone? I know.
I have two phones. I have two phones. These are my two phones. I
Yeah,
use a laptop for this. I'm using the laptop right now. I said the
yeah,
kind of work I do, I need a good phone. That's just the truth. I
sure.
need a good phone for my camera because it's not every time I will have the time to eat the studio to take pictures. I need good phone with good memory because I do a
Yeah,
lot. I don't
sure.
want a phone that I will use for 1 hour, 2 hours, and the thing will hurt and you will not be able to hold it again. Like
Yes,
I work around the clock. So
sure.
you need to invest in your brand. I think this ideology needs to sink deep into everyone listening to
Sure.
this and watching this. Branding is investment. If
It
you're not
is.
ready to invest in your brand, then just forget about it.
Sure.
And that's
Sure.
the problem when people see. I hope I'm not taking over the conversation. I'm sorry.
No, no. Of course not.
When people see other people shining, when I saw you, like I said, I saw you shining because I'm just like, oh, is this beautiful damsel? I checked you out and I'm like, okay. I think apart from the flashy thing, she's got content. So when people see you shining, most of the time they really do not understand the kind of investment that goes into your brand. I
True.
wasn't so shocked anyway when you told me you used two iPhones and like the I model iPhones because the quality of your pictures are always top notch. So you wouldn't
Thank
expect
you.
somebody with that kind of top notch content to be using like one phone. I don't want to mention brand, one phone like that. you, you know, you need to be able to
I
invest, you
understand.
need to be ready to invest in your visuals, in your look, everything. I mean, everything. Photography,
Everything. Sure.
everything. I mean, everything.
Including your workspace. Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
even your workspace. I think there was a time in 2020. I just went to the market. I said, I want to buy a few things for my stuff, for my business. I bought what did they call this thing? Ring lights.
Okay.
bought I bought a bookshelf because I wanted to have like a bookshelf at my background there for my
Okay.
so at the time I changed it again to this. I just wanted that was when I bought this. I think I bought this today and I bought this flower vase. I bought like a quite not a lot of things I bought
And
and I'm
people
like,
would actually think you're crazy actually doing those things. I
do
get that
you
a lot sometimes. And I buy lots of props. I have lots of props. I use props a lot, especially because I own a food and delivery business here in the eastern part of Nigeria. So I would always
yeah.
want the food to come out like really dope and fine. And so I just keep buying props every single time because we don't want the bare minimum pictures for the food and the
For your
snacks and
products?
everything. So when I keep buying those things, one of my friends told me that I was doing too much. She said it was really not necessary. She said I already have lots of backdrops, and she just doesn't understand why I am still buying more backdrop. Because if I see a backdrop that I don't have, I would like to add it
Very
to my
light.
collection. And so she felt I was obsessed with backdrops and all of those props. And then one day, there's this project that she actually got, and it required those backdrops. So she came to ask me to lend her some backdrop, and I said, "No, that's doing too much. Just use your clothes, okay?"
Just use one white
She
cloth.
couldn't believe it. So yes, it's really important. Actually, it's
Yeah.
not doing too much.
No, not at
If you
all.
have it, just invest in it. It's really important.
Yes,
Actually,
yes. It's
that's
an
it.
investment, and for every investment, there will always be a returns.
True.
And most of
True.
the time, your return might not because a lot of people, like I said, now what I was saying now that I went to the market to buy a whole lot of props and all that. That was in 2020, like
Yeah.
2 years ago. So don't expect that your brand will start yielding interest or returns or dividend almost immediately. So
Immediately.
that's the problem.
Exactly.
Branding, investing in your brand is a long-term investment that even years to
True.
come will still reaping. I think
And different brand
I
has
think
different time frame.
timing. You cannot compare
Yes.
your own harvest season with another person's harvest season. You understand? For instance, now
True.
you're into food products, food business rather. your
Yes.
turnover will be very fast, your returns will be very fast,
Very
like
fast.
as
Yes.
fast. But for other people like me now that we are into service, we do branding consultation, we do coaching, mentoring, and all of that. It's not
True.
something, of course, you will be getting small dividend now, but the real effect is a long-term effect.
Very
I think I
long,
was
and you have
watching,
to like hit the top client to actually get back your
yes, I
investment.
exactly. Yeah, God bless you for that word. So until
Yes.
then, you need to keep building till you get there. I think like 4 days ago, I was on Instagram and I saw one particular program or event that Steve Harris had. It was a
Okay.
very premium class. It was a very premium master class. I wouldn't know how much,
Okay.
but it's a premium product. And I saw a whole lot of people there, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, imagine how much this man is going to make from this particular master class. And I'm like, oh. So, that thing happens, you're just like, wow. And I had to tell myself, it didn't start today. It started years ago when you were still in the university, Adiola. I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's true. It's true. So he has invested a whole lot of time, effort, energy into his brand. So it's just like
Yeah.
this is the time. So I just told myself, I said, Adiola, you're still going to get there too. Maybe not now, maybe in the next 5 years. By the time you call a class of 250, 300,000, 500K, people will not even ask questions. They will just start registering and start jumping on it because you built your brand to that level. So you need to wait
Yeah. True.
patiently while you're trying to look at people who are at the top. You need to also work your way to the top, not saying, oh, since they said we should start anyhow, let me just continue anyhow. You can start anyhow, but you don't need to stay
No.
anyhow.
No.
You can always grow. There's
No.
always room for growth. There's always room for development, and So
Yes.
yeah, I think it's just like we're just having fun around what we're talking about. So it's really not necessary we follow our questions as it is, but I believe people are getting value. Are you getting value? Please, we need to know so that we'll be sure we're not talking to ourselves. Wisdom, peace, and your Larry, Feoluwa, thank you all for joining. Can you let us know if you're getting value from our conversation?
I wish
Michael,
I can see their
Victoria,
comments. I really can't.
oh, I'm so sorry. I think a lot of people are enjoying our conversation, but I've not been seeing enough
Okay.
comments. Please drop comments, and we need to just be sure that we are on the track. In fact, I love this topic. Okay, Folami Fiolua said patience is a virtue. Someone said investing in your brand is a long term. Don't expect the results so quick. Wisdom
Yeah.
said branding is a long time investment. Nafisa said, yeah, we are getting value. Oh, good, good. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm happy you're all getting value. So let's move to the next question. There's this thing that people do, and I have a little bit of reservation about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if you can help us talk about it a bit from your own perspective now. Some people use other people's images for content creation on social media. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good practice in building one's personal brand?
Okay. When it comes to personal branding, you actually there's a reason why it's called personal branding. It's called personal branding because
Mhm.
it is you as a person. You're trying to tell your brand story yourself. It means you should be out there more often than not. So
Mhm.
I think if you're, I mean, it depends on the kind of brand you're trying to create. It depends on the kind of thing that you want to be identified with. Some people have a different niche and have different things that they are actually doing. There may be someone out there whose brand revolves around other people. Maybe this person celebrates talent. Maybe this person
Mhm.
celebrates other celebrities, or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
person just does things that revolve around other people, and that's what they
Other
are
people.
supposed to be known for. For
Yeah.
instance, I not a lot of people know who is behind Forbes
Mm-hmm.
or a lot of these brands that actually, when you appear on their pages, people are like, oh my God, this person
Oh
actually
my
showed up
God.
on that page because it's known to celebrate something like that. So that is what that person's personal brand actually revolves around. So in that case, using other people's pictures is not a problem because that's what you want to be known for. But if you're building your personal brand, like personal brand, this is
Personal,
you
personal.
want people to like really listen to you. No, you don't use other people's pictures to actually, talk about your personal brand. You can actually use people's pictures once in a while, like post people's pictures. Maybe you want to talk about something. Maybe once in a pink moon, like just post someone's picture because you want to talk about something. There's a reason why you had to do that. And for you to be able to do that, make sure that people are able to put
Yeah.
a face to your name, and they know, okay, this is this person posting it. This is Adiola's post, but she's using someone else's picture. Adiola is already known, so there is nothing wrong with her randomly posting someone else's picture because over time we know this face, we've seen her before, so there's a reason why she actually made this post. But if constantly you're trying to build your personal brand, you talk about yourself all the time, but each time you talk about yourself, we see someone else on the screen. It doesn't speak well for you. It's really bad because I don't know how supposed to be having different faces. Today you're white, tomorrow you're black, next tomorrow you're a man, and the next day you're a woman. Like you just have so many people's pictures and you're talking about yourself. So it does not actually make sense. And no, it doesn't like really, it's not good for your personal brand. So you have to use other people's pictures strategically because there was this one time that I actually celebrated my manager on LinkedIn. That should be about 2 months ago, I guess. So I use his picture because that guy is like manager extraordinary. I'm not even going to lie. So I really celebrated him that day, especially because there was this thing that he did that just made every other thing was like the icing on the cake, and I just couldn't express it enough. So, but the truth is, I have been posting my pictures. People know me. People know my face. So there was nothing wrong in putting my manager's picture out there because they know that, okay, this name resonates with this person, and there must be a reason why this person is suddenly talking about another person. And actually it gets you more engagement because they want to know why you're suddenly using someone else's picture. So if you're trying to build your personal brand, like really personal, no, just concentrate on your pictures, on your content, on yourself. Like, just leave the other people's pictures aside,
All
unless you
right.
really have a reason to.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Two things stood out for me from what you said. Number one is you can use other people's picture if that is what you do, if that is your brand message,
Yeah,
if that's what is around your niche. That's number one. Number two is you can use other people's message or other people's picture if your message or your content is in
it's really
alignment,
necessary.
yes,
Exactly.
ties to that picture. For instance, uh, the late Ada Amen. If I want to talk
Yeah,
about the kind of life she lived, for instance, if I want to talk about depression, I want to
yeah.
use her as a case study to talk about what depression is and
You have to
how
use her
depression
picture.
you can use a picture. It doesn't even
Yes.
have to be that you want to talk about Adame herself, but you want to use
Yeah.
her as a case study to express your
True.
own thought
True.
in your own content. That's number two. Number three is people use other people's pictures, and you cannot they lose their identity in the process. I think that's the right
Yeah.
word.
There's no relationship between what you're talking
Yes.
about and the picture.
And the picture.
Yes.
And they
True.
even lose their identity because, like you said, you post Mr. A's picture today, tomorrow you post Mr. B. You keep posting different kind of pictures. And at the end of the day, I'm like, who are you exactly? Which one is your own out of all these pictures? I'm
Yes.
confused. Everything is mixed up already. Okay. So
Yeah.
you need to give yourself an identity by sticking to yourself. If you're going to be posting other people's picture, like we said, let it be once in a while, let it be for special reasons, let it be
Yes.
for a
Really special
particular
reason.
purpose, or probably you are in that need, your job requires you to do that. And I think the reason why people do that, like I was able to figure out, is that they want to use especially all these celebrities' pictures so that it will attract attention. all the celebrity, they usually invest a lot in their photography, and they come out very stunning. And most of them too, they have all these big names. And if I see that picture now, I'm like, I want to pause and see what are they writing about this person. Is it a
Yeah.
gossip or something? So I think they use all those kind of pictures to get attention. I believe that it is because you don't have a content, you're not so valuable. That's why you're using somebody's picture to get attention. If you're valuable yourself, you don't need to use anybody's picture to get attention.
Sure.
Your content is going to attract people to you automatically, and that's it. Okay, so enough said on that. Let's move to the next question. We're going to be rounding up very soon. So some people
Okay.
find it hard. I think we've talked about this. Some people find it hard to give professional their visuals to handle. What can you say about this? I have talked about it, so I would like you
Yes,
to
we
talk about
have.
it. I think you should talk about it too. A
Okay.
bit.
The truth is, you can't actually blame those people, especially from this part of the world, because people around here don't really see the need to package or actually do all of this. It's like an extra, something they don't really need. And that's why in Nigeria, uh, graphic designers are really underpriced. You know, creatives generally are underpriced in Nigeria. Creatives are underpriced because they don't know their worth. I mean, the creative themselves don't even know their worth because people made it look like it's not really that valuable. And then these people who make it look like it's not valuable actually don't value it. So you can't expect someone to give you a huge amount of money because they want you to design a flyer for them or a logo. And okay, I don't know the last time that, okay, there is this brand that I'm actually working with, TBT. It's a Nigerian brand, and that's like the first Nigerian brand I'm working with this year. I really disliked working with Nigerian brands because of that stuff.
The
Because
pricing,
not just the pricing, like they don't see the value of what you're doing.
what you're
Okay,
doing.
when you talk about logo designing, because of how we do it, it has a process. It's not like the usual that you just tell someone, okay, I need a logo, and they just give it to you. This logo will come with, different formats. It's going to come with a guideline. You're going to come with, like the use cases and everything, and the do's and the don'ts. It's like a full thing. So it's like a whole, when you see our identity package, the logo stands out. It's not even a part of the other identity design because of the kind of work that actually goes into it. Now, when you're trying to explain this to a random Nigerian person out there, or maybe someone who doesn't really understand what you're talking about, and they're like, "Wait, you're charging $500 or $200 to create one logo," and they're like, no, I know someone who could do this for 500 naira. I know this person. I'm like, okay, just meet the person.
It's so
You get so
expensive.
you can't blame them. You can't blame them because over time, I mean, even the designers themselves and these creatives, because of the kind of place that we are in, you just want to do anything to just put food on the table.
On
So
the
even if they're giving you 1,500 naira, you say, "Oh, thank you, Lord. I am happy that I'm seeing this today." You understand? So over time, people got used to it. People were like, "Okay, so I could actually do this for this amount." But when you see these people that actually design websites, they have always been on the high side. And when someone wants to have a website, they're like, "Ugh, I don't think I have the budget," because right from time it's been portrayed to actually be really expensive. So the truth is, these things are mindsets, and it became a norm. So
norm.
they're like, there is nothing special about this. I think I have a few design apps on my phone and I can actually do this myself. What is it you think you can do that I cannot do? And
Do
maybe
is it going to
someone
be
just
right?
introduces Canva to them because it's really popular, and they're like, oh my god, no, I've
I
known
can do that
Adeola's
thing.
secret. So this is what Adeola does. Oh my god. Then I can actually use this. And then they forget that before you actually become a designer or something like that, you actually have to like work on colors and typography and all of that. So
Mm.
these are not things they put into consideration. And for someone who is actually not a professional, everything just looks good in their eyes. Like you may see a design and it looks really gross to
Really
you.
good.
Yes, like really scary and a disgrace, a complete disgrace to humanity. But in the person's eyes, in their very own eyes, it's
It's the
perfect.
best
It's like
thing.
the best thing in the world. So I don't blame them. No, I can never blame them. I just think it's a mindset thing. So just concentrate on your target audience. Just concentrate on them and leave the other ones who don't really understand or have the
Okay, I
bad.
think we'll get there. That's why we're
Yeah.
here. That's why we're having this conversation. So we're going to get there. We're going to we are consciously reshaping the mindset of people that, yeah,
Yes.
all those things matter. It's not a matter of I have a phone, I have one app. Let me go quickly go and mix colors together and just hey everybody come and say I'm launching a new product. This is the logo, bam, and you're like this is
No.
the best logo I've ever designed. So when people tell
No.
me my stuff is expensive, even though like I am a very, very affordable coach, and people still tell me, he's
It's
expensive.
expensive.
I tell them, my dear, it's not expensive. You
No.
cannot afford it. That's what you will
True.
say. Nothing is actually expensive, because
Yeah.
what you think is expensive, I think I did a TEDx consultation for someone. Someone
Okay.
wanted to start a TEDx, wanted to organize a TEDx event. I usually have a class where I charge just a little amount for people to come learn. And so this person that was like, he's in Canada and he said, cannot, he's a high class person, cannot be in class and all that he needs a one-on-one stuff. So so when I was going to the meeting, I already had something in mind to tell him. If he asked me, how much are you going to charge? And by the time I told him the price, it was just like, okay, no problem, just forward your account details. I'm like, hey, I have why did I mention this? Oh God, they did not inform me. I went with the mindset of these Nigerians that they will say, it's too expensive. So I actually went with a price, not really ridiculous, but I could have charged more and I would have been paid. Like the thing pained me. I was like, I did not even price this thing at all. That means this price is actually very ridiculous. And that's what I tell people. This is the same price you would tell some people to come and pay. And they're like, he says, it's not expensive. It's not. It's because you cannot afford it. So this is what you will say. When you cannot afford something, don't. And in fact, personally, too, it's something that I've incorporated into my personal values. Nothing is expensive. I tell myself, Adiola, nothing is expensive. 1 million naira wristwatch is not expensive. A
Mhm.
5 million naira handbag is not expensive. The
You
only
just
problem
can't
is that
afford
you
it.
cannot afford it. I mean,
Yes.
it's as
That's true.
simple as that. And
True.
of course, I am not there yet. But even though I cannot afford to buy a 5 million naira bag presently, I am already conditioning my mindset towards that area that one day
Yes.
I will get there. I will be able to conveniently pick 5 million from my bag and say, you know what? I want to buy this bag.
And
So
that's
you
a
need to be
winner's
ready.
mindset.
Yes. Don't
That's a
be
winner's
carrying the
mindset.
mindset of pure water and table water are the same thing. They are not the
True.
same. You don't get
No.
it. They're not.
Yes. They're not the same. They're really not the
I
same.
read a post recently, and the person was saying, of course, that was not the first time I'm going to be seeing such posts. The person was saying, the same bottle water, is it bottle water or table water? Some people said table water is not correct. Some people said it's bottle water, whichever. Table water slash bottle water. Somebody said, you buy it in a store or on the roadside for maybe 200 naira. That same water, if you go to Sheraton, you're going to be buying it for as much as maybe 3,000 or 5,000 naira. One bottle, like one bottle.
One.
I remember the first time I traveled to Singapore, and I didn't know that. Of course, I've traveled before, but they did not inform me. Let me say that. I went on a business trip. I was working for a Singaporean company then in Nigeria. So they just employed me and I had to go there to do my induction. That time there was all this Zoom and all these things, they are not really common. So probably if we had this kind of opportunity, they wouldn't have allowed me to go. At least they will save their costs. So I had to go to Singapore and I was lodged in a five-star hotel because it's a business trip. So it's not my money. So I flew business class. I was lodged in a five-star hotel. So in the bedside fridge, there are chocolates, there are water, candy, so many things, tea, coffee, everything is there. I never knew that as you are taking that thing, you're going to pay.
Whoa. Are you
They did not
serious?
inform me. I was not informed. So
Wow.
when I put the fridge, I said, thank God, though. I was just eating as I'm taking candy, I'm taking chocolate, as I'm taking chocolate. By the time I wanted to, check out, that was how they brought this bill. I wanted to collapse. I'm like, what happened? They said, okay, madam, you want to check out? No problem, no problem. 1 minute, please. So somebody went inside to go and check what I took from the fridge so that they can do accounts for me and give me my invoice. I think as at that time, I think that was 2015 or so. I think as at that time, they sold a table water. They sold it for $100. So that was around that time. It should be around maybe 20,000 or something in naira. I'm like, to drink water, 20,000. How? What? They did not inform me. So, and that one is not going to be because the company has already paid for the hotel. So whatever it is I'm eating, they gave me an allowance. So whatever it is I ate or whatever, it's going to be taken from my allowance. So I had to cough out a whole lot of dollars. I wanted to cry. Tears were not coming. Village girl like me who sent me message. So it's just like that. That's just by the way. It's just to buttress the fact that the same water that I took from that hotel for maybe 20,000 naira, they sold it, a very little table water that they sold for me 20,000 naira at that time, is the same water you're going to sell outside there for maybe $1 or $2. But what makes the difference? The environment. So you can't say because somebody's buying a 5 million naira handbag, they're wasting money. It's a wrong mentality. I actually read a post of Gloria, Dr. Gloria. She's quite popular on LinkedIn. I read a post where she was talking about dressing, that she went for a board meeting one day. Lady walked in with all these designers, and you're just like, oh, somebody just came in. And despite the fact that she's loaded, she's intelligent and all that, they were giving more attention to that lady because that lady is equally intelligent as well. So they were giving more attention to that lady than her because of the way she was dressed. So she was trying to say that nothing is expensive and nothing is a waste. They will always have their place. They will always have where it will be required, it will be needed. This is a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Okay, one more thing. I'm sorry, we're going to be running up very soon. One more thing before I go. I think a few days ago, I was sharing something on my status. I said the iconic brand award we're going to be having very soon is strictly by invitation. And somebody said, Minta, this is the best decision you've ever made when it comes to TIBA. This is the best. Like, do you know the kind of perception this singular thing is going to bring to that event? So I'm not like, yeah, because we actually had to hire a consultant. Because that's why I tell people, what you don't know, you don't know.
True.
And when you see other people shine, don't beef them. A lot of work is going on underneath.
A lot of work.
Is that we had to hire, my team and I, we had to hire a consultant that we've been having meetings with. And one of the strategies he gave us is that strictly by invitation thing. And when I came up with it, people were like, wow, this is it. This is it. This is it. So you cannot just overemphasize the importance of branding. You can't. And when it comes to giving professionals job to do for you, you will always get your money back because they will give you that touch.
True.
They know what they're doing. They have been in this field for a while. They are an expert.
And they know that it's actually good for their reputation. So they will really try to keep it.
So nothing is too expensive, my dear. If you need to invest in your brand, if you have the money, most of the time it's not even that we have the money, like we really, really do have the money. We just prioritize it and say, you know what, this is done. And that's just it. So yeah. The last question on our list today.
Okay.
I really wanted to talk about this because this is your area. I think you've talked about it a bit when we're talking about product packaging. So, what is the role of a great product packaging design in sales and marketing? Do you think it increased brand perception and increase in sales?
Well, I think I actually talked about that earlier
Yeah,
when I was talking about this rose water that I bought today at
yes, you
the
did.
store. I was trying to tell you that I there's this particular brand of rose water that I've been using before now. So today I actually walked into the same cosmetic store and I found this particular rose water. And then this lady already know that this is not what I buy. There's this particular one that actually, so she was trying to tell me that it's actually available. And I'm like, no, I'm going to take
No,
this one. This is what I want now. And she was trying to understand why I actually
it's
want
actually
it.
very beautiful
I
anyway.
just
Very
love
appealing.
this packaging. There's just something about it. I don't know if you're seeing this properly, but
But they say
it's
we should not
rose
judge the book
water.
by the water. What of if the rose water is not okay?
No,
That's what they
everything
told
there.
us.
I wasn't even thinking about whether it was going to be okay or not. I just know that I love this packaging. And it's rose water. So, and it has lots of rose inside of it. I mean, the designer really did a great job. I'm like, no, this is what I want. So, yes,
This must be okay.
I
This must be the
was
best rose water.
convinced
I
to
don't
buy.
care.
Yes, exactly. So, the owner of this brand wasn't there in the store with me today.
I mean, oh, what happened? You
What
almost
happened?
died. Yeah, I don't even know. You're
So
back.
that was just it. It actually improves brand perception. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really don't know anything about this brand, but I actually love their packaging. It was really awesome. A lot of things that I bought today were not like my usual stuffs. It's just that they were stocked and everything was looking too pretty, and the packaging were like top notch, and
Hmm.
the way, I don't know, but I really love pretty things. I love really
Let's
pretty
just say
things.
they are put
So I
they are put
can.
juju inside the product to catch you. And the juju is not far-fetched. It's just the branding, it's just the packaging, the
Yes.
product design. Before you even, like you said,
True.
you know the same thing you said. I was discussing it with someone yesterday, and I said, most of the time we usually fool ourselves when we talk about this don't judge a book by the cover thing. Because the
No,
truth is,
that's not true.
you and I know that most of the time we judge the book by the cover
All the
100%.
time.
All
Yeah,
the time. We
all
do
the
that.
time.
Unconsciously, we do it. Like you go to
Yeah.
a bookshelf, you just like flipping through the books and you see one book with a beautiful before you even ask yourself whether the thing that is inside makes sense or not, you would have bought it. You cannot
Yes,
carry the book to your house or start reading. No,
exactly.
I just wasted my money. But the thing is, you bought it.
Yes, true.
Branding is going to help people to be enticed to you, to be attracted to you, to be appealing to you. It
True.
doesn't matter. Like I was talking about dressing the other time. What about you dress well with the plenty brain you have? Because a lot of people will shout content is great. But what about you having a beautiful appearance with your content? Who would like to listen to a shabbily dressed person with content? It's a turn off for me personally. If you're not well dressed, like there's nothing you will say that will really make sense. That's the truth. Let me be
Oh
truthful.
my god. No, that's true.
Is that bad? If you're not good looking, if you're not
Wow.
presentable, there's nothing you will say. Everything you'll be saying, I will keep reflecting on that your dressing. Why will he wear this kind of shoe? If all the things you're saying, I will not listen. It's your shoe and your dress I will be assessing. We're not
Actually,
saying.
I completely relate to what you're saying because there was this one time I was trying to change my skincare products, and the lady I was waiting for, I was waiting for the dermatologist to come give me, like test everything and see what I actually need. And I was told that the dermatologist wasn't available, but she has an assistant that can actually, stand in for her while she was away. So I don't know who that person was, but when she finally walked in, she has lots of acne and really fat pimples on her face. And so she was trying to tell me that this product really works like magic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay,
If
all
it's working,
right,
why
sure.
is your face like this?
And then I told her that I was going to come back tomorrow, that I think I have an appointment. So I just need to go and I'll really be back. And I never came back because that really scared me. Because I don't know
That's a
why you're trying
fraud.
to, exactly, I don't know why you're trying to tell me something about my face and try to like clear my, because I am acne prone and I really take great care of my skin because I really hate breakout. So any little thing on my face, I actually it really disturbs me. So I just go and find a way around it. So when I got there and I found out that my face was even healthy compared to the face of the person that was trying to recommend stuff to me, I had to go because that was actually the first time I was visiting the spa. So at that particular spa, and I was like trying to trust them based on what I was seeing, and it was not encouraging at all. So I can actually relate to this dressing. I mean, mine is not about dressing though,
It's,
but
it's,
I
it's
feel
just
like if you're
everything.
preaching something, just look
Dressing,
like it.
everything.
Yes.
Yes. Like I said initially when we started this live video, I said, if you're trying to be a CEO, look like one. You can't
Yes,
tell me you're a
exactly.
CEO and you're looking like a janitor. I will not entrust my money in your hands. Do you know that somebody
Yes.
told me something that people actually go and rent luxurious cars to go get a contract?
True.
Because in your eyes, is it not just to go and get, let me climb Okada and go? Is it,
Oh
or let
no.
me take Uber? Is it not just to go there? Do you know that I went for an interview when I was still in Lagos.
Okay.
It's a top level interview, an interview for a finance manager. And the interview did not take place at the company or anywhere else. The interview took place in Lekki, in one very luxurious hotel in Lekki. So I was, when they sent the invite to me, I was a bit skeptical, like, interview, hotel. How come, I was just like trying to be careful. A day before my car broke down, I couldn't take the car and I took Uber. So when I took Uber, I never knew that the interviewer was at the front of the hotel. He was actually
Wow.
checking what I'm going to come with. So when I dropped from my Uber, I saw someone, but I wasn't really paying so much attention. So I just went to the receptionist, told them what I came for, blah blah. So they directed me, and I saw that it was the same man. So that was where the thing is now tying, like, okay, what's going on here? So eventually, so we had the interview at a lounge. It wasn't really an office, just like a casual, very casual, unofficial interview. And at the point, the man told me, "Do you know why we are having this interview here?" I said no. He said it's a top position and it's for a very big company. So we don't
Wow.
want to employ anybody. And that's
Wow.
number one. Then number two, we want to employ someone, or we want to have this interview in a relaxed atmosphere, in a beautiful ambience, sort of, you know. They just wanted to affect your psychology. If in fact, the way the man was asking me, he was asking questions about my childhood. He started from my childhood. Okay, tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up? How many are you in your family? Tell me about your background. Tell me about your friends, about your family.
Wow.
Do you know what I want to know? Because to some people, what is that? It's a psychology. And what they want to know is they want to know if you are a low life person that will steal money and run away. It might be unfair, but that's the truth. When a lot of people who have not been exposed to a certain level of lifestyle, when they are exposed to it, it might get into their head and they start misbehaving. So they
Sure.
want someone who has a stable experience of what it means to have money. Not maybe not really too much of money, but from your mindset, from the way you talk, uh
Assess it.
they can assess, yes, that's the word. They can assess, they can evaluate your kind
Yeah.
of mindset. Do you have those poor mindset, or you have a
Yeah.
growth mindset, or you have a wealthy mindset? So if you have a poor background, that does not mean you should have a poor mindset. You can have a growth
No.
mindset. So at the end of the interview, I just discovered that this man actually stood in front of the hotel to check out the kind of car I came with eventually. I don't know what happened. I didn't get the job. I think I passed that interview. I moved to the next level. We had another interview. I and one other young man, and I couldn't go further from that interview. And that was just the end.
Okay.
So a lot of things comes into this branding thing we're talking about.
True.
Dressing, the kind of mindset you have, even though you are not wealthy yet. Reno Omokri said something one day, and it's something that I really held in my hand. He said, even though you come from a low background, a poor background, expose your children to wealth,
True.
expose them to luxury. Let them have a feeling, a view of how luxury look like. Do you know that that particular year I actually demonstrated that thing? I carried on my children. I actually did a live video while I was there. So it's not a matter of whether I was lying or not. I looked for a very luxurious hotel in this country. I went there. How much does it cost a night? I will not die now. One night. But I will not die. Children, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go and enjoy life. A very big hotel, like big, where a lot of expatriates lodge and all that. I had to expose them. I was shocked when we got there that they've not seen a whole lot of things before. Like
Wow.
gym equipment, they've not seen it before. They're like, oh, my mommy, see this one. I'm like, hey, this is how I would have kept these children. And one day they will
True.
grow up, they will see these things, and it will be so strange to them. I
Yeah.
just let's go and use one night. One night, that one night money, we're not going to die. Expose yourself to luxury. In fact, the way Reno Omokri even painted the whole scenario, he said, you don't even need to lodge. That lodging is the long thing. Just take your child or your children, two of them, carry them, go to the place. Good afternoon, receptionist. We want to lodge. They will not know whether you want to lodge or you don't want to lodge that. Just tell them you want to lodge. Can I see your swimming pool? Can I see your lounge? Can I see? Just walk around, walk. Let AC blow on your head. The correct AC is not the kind of AC you are using in your house that is not working well. Oh. Let AC blow on your head very well. They will not say anything. Move around. One eye, you're still there. When you finish moving around very well, sit at the reception, cross your leg like this, watch television for 30 minutes, then carry your bag and start going home. Tell them you're going to do what you're going to come back. Or are you not going to come back? In that video, people were just laughing. And the same thing goes to pricing cars. You don't have the money yet. Because these are the small things we do to recondition our mindset.
True.
You like a car of 20 million, 25 million, go there, go and price it. They will not kill you. They will not even know you don't have money. That's the truth. Because number
True.
one, it boils down to your appearance. Appear very neat and appear very good. Price it very well. Look at the one you want to buy. Tell them you're going to come back. All the small things, it might be looking funny, it might be looking like a joke. These things are the way of reconditioning our mindset, especially for some of us that we come from a humble background. It's going to be very, very helpful for us. I think we've said enough. I think we've said enough. I think we've said enough.
Yes, we have.
Oh my God. This is a very, very interesting conversation. Like, I never even knew
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
interesting. Thank you, everyone who joined us. Peculiar. People were just laughing. Why are you laughing now? Thank you, Peculiar, Michael, Esther, Blessing, Wisdom from Facebook. Everyone who joined us from Facebook, from LinkedIn, from YouTube, we want to say a very big thank you to you. We would have gone live on Instagram too, but unfortunately, the gadget is clashing with this particular one, so we had to exit. I wanted to call somebody's name, but I can't pronounce her name very well. Let me just use your irresistible copywriter. Let me just use that one. Thank you. She's been here from the very beginning. Omo Pariola Tosin, thank you for joining. Who else is here? Everyone who joined, everyone who is going to be catching up with the replay. Thank you very much.
Thank
And I want
you.
to say a big thank you to my host. Like, it's fun. I need you to do this more because the last time we spoke, you're telling me that you've not been doing live video like that. You
Yeah,
are
I don't do it.
with video, so do this once a while for yourself, and probably you can also partner with other people to come up with stuff like this. I
I
think it's
actually
really
don't know
nice.
how to do live streams on LinkedIn. I was actually thinking about doing live streams today because I'm launching my podcast tomorrow.
It's
So I was
you
thinking that it would be nice to actually talk to them today.
I will. I will tell you how to do it.
Okay, so I really don't know
LinkedIn
how to go about it because it's not something I
LinkedIn
think
don't
of.
have a direct live button. So you need to use a third party app. And that's why I use StreamYard. So some people use Restream, some people use StreamYard. I use StreamYard. So what you
Okay.
would do is just set up your account on StreamYard. It's not difficult. I'll send the website to you. It's user friendly. Just set up your account on StreamYard. It will ask you to add your LinkedIn account to it. So you will add there's a way the thing will just take you to your LinkedIn account. You put the
Okay.
password, you add it. Then anytime you want to go live on LinkedIn, then you go through that StreamYard. So
Oh,
you cannot do live streaming directly on LinkedIn.
okay. It's
Unlike
not possible.
no, it's not possible. They don't
Wow.
have a direct live video button on
That's
LinkedIn.
why, because I've never really seen go live,
Yes.
something like that on LinkedIn. So
So a
if
lot of
I
people
do it
don't
now, can
know.
I go on live now? Like, is this
Yes,
something
yes, you
really
can.
simple?
Yes,
Okay.
it's something you can do. We can talk about it probably do a like a WhatsApp audio to
Okay.
just put it through. It's not something that
All
is
right. No
difficult.
problem.
When I came to LinkedIn too, I was trying to figure out where the live button is because I do a lot of live videos on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I never saw it there.
I do it a lot. In a day, I can do 4 live videos. Like I told you, I usually have a lot of speaking engagements.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I speak on another platform, I just use the opportunity to also stream on my own platform. So I do a lot of streaming. So when I came to
Okay.
LinkedIn, I was trying to figure out also where is the stream live streaming button here. I couldn't find anything. Not until I think I asked someone on a particular post. So that person that now told me that no, you have to use a third party app. I'm like, oh, so I've been missing in action since all this day. So let me just quickly go and start. And that was just it. I think there's
Okay.
hardly a week I will not do a live video personally or with someone. I enjoy speaking a lot than writing. I enjoy speaking a lot.
All
So
right.
we'll talk about it behind the scene after
All
the show.
right.
So thank you once again very much, Chinelo, for joining me on this
You're
live
welcome.
broadcast. It's really nice having you. I hope
You too.
some other time we'll do something together again. And I
All
hope
right.
you will accept my invitation when next I approach you for that.
I really pray that I will be free like
I
today.
pray so too
Yes.
because you're a very busy person. The same thing with me anyway.
Yes. Sure.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to be removing you from the live stream now. Thank you, everyone who joined us. Thank you so much. It's really been an amazing 1 hour, 15 minutes with you guys. I hope you've learned one or two things from this live video. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Please put hashtag replay and let me know what you've learned so far from this live broadcast. Until I come until I come your way some other time. I am still Omubabiri Adiola Oshideko. If you're interested in any of my coaching program, mentoring, or the OpenX TEDx training, kindly reach out to me on my email or my WhatsApp, like you can see it on the screen. Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.